you want to start a knowledgeable team, but you don't know how to start, then stay tuned over this next little bit as we look at how to knowledgeable. Knowledge Bowl is kind of like Jeopardy! It consists of 6 players on a team, 4 of which compete at a time. They compete to answer academic questions which are read by a moderator.
Question number 4. First and last name required. Time magazine named what person of the year for 2021?
Once a question is started, 3 competing teams buzz in and have 15 seconds to discuss before giving an answer. There are several different buzzer systems, but they all function in the same way by keeping track of which team rings in first, second, and third, and keeping a visible clock for teams as they can throw in problems. If a team answers correctly, they get a point, and the team with the most points at the end of the round wins. You don't have to wait for the question to be over to ring in, but there may be key information towards the end of the question, so think carefully about that. If a team rings in early but misses the question, you can ask for the question to be repeated and finished.
Repeat and finish, please. Okay. Name the 1965 book by Ralph Nader that...
During your team's 15 seconds, feel free to confer, but the designated captain must give the team's answer before the time expires. They must also wait to be recognized by the moderator before answering.
In what field of biology is a person who often talks about dominant, homozygous, heterozygous...
Team answer genetics.
Please wait to be recognized. Team 2.
Team answer genetics.
Yep.
This is taken very seriously at state level, so it's good to practice that way. The captain must preface their answer with, team answer is, or our answer is.
Sides of the synapse. Team 2.
This is like software.
Psychology.
Yeah.
Team answer is axon and dendrites.
Yep.
If they don't understand what another teammate has said, or they can't pronounce it, they can defer to that teammate by saying, I defer to their name. And only that person can then answer the question.
I defer to Ben. Our answer is a crocodile with a big smile.
Correct.
Pay attention to the moderator too, because some questions can have special requirements. For example, some of them might require full name answers, while others could be helped by using pencil and paper.
Question 17 is a pencil and paper question. Convert the angle that measures pi over 4 radians into degrees. Team C.
Our answer is 45 degrees.
Correct.
For these pencil and paper questions, there is still a 15-second time limit, so it's a good idea to have one of your team members keep an eye on the time. Also, there is a 5-second window in which teams can buzz in after a question is completed, or after the last team answers before the moderator will move on to the next question. Most rounds have 50 questions, but at the midpoint, teams can substitute one or both of the inactive members. After the completion of the 25th question, the moderator will announce that teams can substitute and will usually give a score update. The captain cannot sub out, so plan your substitutions accordingly. If you give an answer but the moderator deems it to be incorrect, and you're certain your answer is also correct, you can let your moderator know that you would like to challenge. The moderator will have challenge forms. You'll need to fill the challenge form out and return it to the moderator. Keep in mind that in order of fairness, and the fact that not every moderator is an expert in every subject, they will default to the answer on paper. For example, you might say our answer is present continuous, but your moderator might say incorrect because the answer is present progressive. Both answers are correct, but if your moderator is not an expert in English grammar, they might not know. So the challenge form will allow the tournament directors and other coaches to research and see if your answer is viable after the round. If it is, you'll be awarded the point. After the match is over, the captains will need to initial the moderator's form. Please double check the score and round rankings before initialing. It's also a good idea for someone on the team to keep score verification at the end. Keep in mind that there can be no communication between the 2 inactive team members, audience members, or coaches during the round, whether verbal, nonverbal, or digital. In fact, it's a good idea to power off all cell phones, smartwatches, and other electronic devices to protect the integrity and keep the round free of distractions. At the minimum, make sure everything is put on silent mode. That's the gist of Knowledge Bowl. Some other tournaments may have a different formatting. For example, some may have only oral rounds, while others may have around multiple choice questions that you and your team will work on together. Some keep a running points total, while others just look at wins and losses. It's important to understand the format of the tournament before you participate. But the basis will generally be the same. Let's look at a few minutes of live gameplay to help you understand this.
How many 3-element subsets can be formed from a set containing 8 elements? Team 2.
I defer to 18.
Incorrect. Team 1.
56.
Correct.
Oh.
Reminder to please preface your answer with our answer is or team answer. Question number 3.
What is?
As a defense reaction of a tissue to injury or infection, the affected tissue releases a histamine that causes localized dilation of blood vessels. This leads to swelling, redness, heat, and often pain. This reaction is called Team 2.
Team answer information.
Correct. Okay. Question number 5. What is the meaning of the root word in finite, definite, confined? Team 2.
Team answer and. Team answer and.
Correct. Question number 6. A major arc of a circle must have a measure greater than how many degrees? Team 2.
Team answer 90.
Incorrect. Team 2. No, team 1.
Too late now. Thanks for joining me on the conversation.
Correct.
Okay, well, whatever. Okay.
Question number 7. In what city was Huey Long killed in 19... Team 3?
Our answer is Baton Rouge.
Correct. Oh. Question number 10 is a pencil and paper question. These are ordinal numbers in the binary system corresponding to letters of the alphabet. What do they spell? 1 0, 1 0 1, 1 0 0. Team 2.
Team answer bed.
Correct. Question number 11. The most common religious among Sherpas is?
Alright, our answer is Buddhism.
Correct. Question 12. What ornamental fish related to carp was developed in China hundreds of... Team 2?
Team answer goldfish.
Correct. Question 22. Who was called His Fraudulency because he won the presidency in the disputed election of 1870?
Our answer is Rutherford B. Hayes.
Correct.
The president's test coming in closet.
Question 19. This note delivered to J. Edgar Hoover in 1947 concerns an object found near what town? In all caps.
Our answer is Roswell.
Yep.
I was thinking that.
Question 20. The Luckiest Man is the subtitle of a recent biography of what man who used that phrase before thousands of baseball fans? Team 3?
Our answer is Lou Gehrig.
Correct. Question 21. From this world to that which is to come is the subtitle of what work by John Bunyan? Team 3?
I don't know.
Okay. Alright, so it's Johnny Appleseed.
Incorrect.
It just sounds like
This
a name
time
that would
it's
write
Pilgrim's Progress.
Close enough.
Yeah, basically.
Question 22. To whom was Pete Conrad referring with this? Whoopee, man, that must have been a small one for Neil, but that's a big one.
Our answer is Neil Armstrong.
Yep. Okay. Question 22. Name the 1965 book by Ralph Nader that castigated. Team 3?
Consumer protection.
Is it like in
I feel like I should. It's like about car seat belts or whatever. Eat it before. No, I don't know.
Okay.
Repeat finish, please.
Okay. Name the 1965 book by Ralph Nader that castigated the automobile industry for safety deficiencies.
Oh.
It's called Unsafe at Any Speed.
I didn't know
All right, question 23 is a pencil and paper question.
Yeah.
Simplify 5 squared divided by the quantity 5 cubed times t to the 0 power. Team 1?
How are we supposed
Correct.
What was it? Oh,
Cause yeah, it's that
one
times
fifth.
1.
Yeah.
Oh.
Factor out the
All
5
right,
here.
question 23. What war is the setting for All Quiet on the Western?
Our answer is World War I.
Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully you now know how to Knowledgeable. Check in the description for the link to the Washington State Knowledgeable Handbook, some updated contact info, and equipment ordering information.